After the events of Rocky V, the world mourned the death of Adrienne Balboa, loyal wife, gentle soul, and the emotional heart of the boxing champion Rocky Balboa. But what the world didn't know was that Adrienne didn't die. She disappeared. She faked her death. Her reason? Family. Not the one she built with Rocky, but the one she left behind long before she became Adrienne Balboa. Her real last name was not Penino. That was a name she used to escape a legacy far darker than Philadelphia's boxing gyms could ever know. She was born Adriana Corleone, sister to Michael Corleone, heir to the most powerful crime family in American history. As a child, Adriana couldn't stand the violence, the blood, or the whispers behind closed doors. She fled New York under the watchful eye of Tom Hagen, who knew the life she wanted was not one the Corleones could offer. She reinvented herself in Philly, became Adrienne Penino, worked at a pet store, fell in love with an underdog named Rocky. But years later, something changed. Michael was no longer the cold, commanding Don he once was. After years of tragedy, betrayal, and loneliness, he was a broken man, quiet, reclusive, living in Sicily under layers of regret. Adrienne received word through a trusted family contact. Michael was dying, not of cancer or wounds, but of guilt. He had lost everyone, Kay, Fredo, Mary, and now he was alone. That's when Adrienne made the decision. With Paulie's help, she staged her death. Even Rocky didn't know the truth. She couldn't risk pulling him into the shadows she escaped. She slipped away one final time and returned to Italy. There, in the final years of his life, Adrienne took care of her brother. She cooked. She cleaned. She sat by his bed and read him poetry their mother once recited. Michael barely spoke, but his eyes, the same deep eyes that once stared down senators and dons, would soften when she entered the room. He died in the garden one morning, Adrienne by his side. No bullets, no blood, just peace. After the funeral, Adrienne looked out at the Sicilian hills. She had escaped her past, but in the end she answered its call, not out of loyalty to the family name, but to the last remaining piece of who she once was. She didn't return to Philadelphia. She couldn't. Rocky would always be her love. But some stories, like bloodlines, don't end in the ring. They end in silence, with truths buried deeper than any knockout blow. And Adrienne, she was more than just a champ's wife. She was a Corleone, a fighter in her own right.